Blog Talk Radio.
All right, guys, this is your host, Kinsley Braun. This is The Missing in the Mist, and I have with me today Stacy White and Tabby Franklin's children. We're going to be talking about Tabitha's disappearance, as well as how they're coping and where they think that she might be. So, if you will, give us a warm welcome for Stacy White. Stacy?
Thank you. Thank you for having us here.
All right, and we have Dawson.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And we have Miss Hannah.
I'm adorable.
Excellent. All right, Stacy, when did Tabitha go missing?
She went missing August 13th of 2009.
Okay. And what was the circumstances around her missing? Was she in a bad relationship prior to this? Was she... Fill us in.
Okay, well, Tabitha was in a 2-year abusive relationship prior to her missing. In January, 7 months before she went missing, she was abused really badly and had basically tried to put a restraining order out on the person who had done this to her.
Correct.
And was told that she would have to go to Michigan to do so she was unable to do that, and plus there were threats to her children if she continued to press charges. So she dropped the charges and then went missing in August of 2009 from a friend's house.
Okay, now wait a minute. This is important. She was going to file the restraining order when?
She actually did file it's an attempt murder charge in March of 09, yeah.
And then she went missing in October.
In August.
In August of 09.
Correct.
Wow. So not long after the whole thing went down.
Exactly.
Okay, and so she went missing from a friend's house. Who was she with? Do we know?
The abuser, the ex-boyfriend.
Okay, so she was with the abuser. And was that the last time you ever heard from her, or have you heard from her since?
No, that was the last time we heard from her.
Okay. And what do you know the circumstances around? Did he drop her off somewhere? Were they on their way to go somewhere? Was it a date? I mean, what happened?
Okay, well, basically the last phone number dialed on her cell phone was to his phone. And his explanation was that he had picked her up from her friend's house and dropped her off at his building down in Birmingham, which was about 50 minutes away. This was around 8:30 at night, and supposedly after he dropped her off, he went to do some errands this late at night, and when he returned, she was gone, supposedly gone.
So his intent was to come back with her to this building, though.
Right. Supposedly he was going to come back, and she was supposed to be there.
Okay, but he had to run errands, and so he dropped her off.
Right.
He admits being with her last.
He does.
Okay, now another key important thing here, I think, is where was she staying or living at the time?
She was actually living from place to place. At the time, she was staying with the friends that she was picked up from.
Okay.
But prior to that, a couple of weeks prior to that, she was staying at another friend's home. She didn't have a steady home or work per se.
Right. And that's not her, I want to say that that's not her fault, but that still should not be a reason for her to go missing.
Right.
That doesn't validate her missing. Okay, so she went off with this abuser. She was left at a building. He was supposed to come back after running errands. He came back, and she was gone. So since then, what has happened?
That's what he claims. Since then, we have done a number of searches. We started down there where he said he dropped her off at and searched in that area, put up flyers on that building in which they were taken down the next day.
Oh, wow.
And we also searched around the home that he had down in that area and put up flyers as well, which were also taken down. And since then, we've had other leads that have led us to a lake here where we live, where we have found numerous articles of clothing that belong to her. So we're searching in that area now for her.
So it seems like this information, this lake area.
Right. The clothing being hers is a key part for us to look in this area.
Fantastic. Okay, so anything else you wanna talk about?
We just want to get it out there that she's a mother, she's a sister, she's a daughter, she is a friend, and no matter what she was doing or where she was going or anything else, she's missed by a lot of people. Tomorrow's her birthday. She would have been 31, and these kids have done everything in their power to get their mother's message out that how much they miss her and how much they would want her back, and they want to help other kids that are in the same situation to understand that it's okay to cry, it's okay to be upset or angry, because that's someone you love, regardless to anything else. That's somebody that you love. So we just want to get that message out. We want to get people to understand that no matter what is going on with your loved one, go ahead, ask for all the help you can get, and go from there.
Now, you live where?
We live in Coleman, Alabama.
Okay. Now, what kind of roadblocks or problems did you have trying to even just report her missing, let alone get help for find her?
Well, as you probably know, dealing with the missing, she's an adult. So most of the time when an adult goes missing, they have that right. They have a right to just disappear. So it takes even more time to get search parties organized. It takes more time to get their names in databases and things of that nature, and to get people to pay attention and be like, yes, this is a problem. She was abused before. She was seen last with this abuser. So it's more of a problem than just her taking off or her being an adult and wanting to leave. And in these cases where there's an abusive relationship, or there is some reason to suspect, or the family to suspect foul play, I think the police and the news media should take more initiative to looking into it.
Right. Now, you have talked with me about trying to set up an organization, and I believe that you've already named it.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, we want to help families that are going through the same thing that we are going through. We want to name the organization Tabby's Tears because of all the tears that we've cried missing her, and all the tears that other family members have cried for their missing loved ones. And what we want to do is we want to, as soon as that person goes missing, we don't want to have to wait on the police or whoever to respond. We want to go ahead and perform search teams at that moment. Go ahead and get flyers out, get their information out, put their name in databases, help these families with gas cards or food cards so that they can go on their searches and be able to not have that extra burden in their lives. So we're trying to get that formed and get that underway. Right.
Now, we have Hannah and we have Dawson with us. Is there anything you guys would like to say?
Hannah, what would you like to say, honey?
That I really love her and miss her, that I wish she was here right now.
Right. What would you say to another child if they were going through the same thing?
To let their feelings out.
Yeah, let their feelings out. You can't hold them in.
Now, what are some of your feelings, Hannah?
Mad, angry, sad, and sometimes happy.
Right. Now, what is there that you're not telling anybody else that you feel?
That I'm really, 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 really angry.
And who are you angry at?
Chris.
And that is the abuser?
Yes.
Okay. So you're angry for what? That she's missing, or that you think that he had something to do with it, or that he left her alone? What are you angry about?
That I can't spend time with her anymore.
That's right. And that's just not fair. Children should be able to spend time with their mothers. They shouldn't go missing and have people not even looking for them. Thank goodness you guys as a family are looking for her and keeping her name up in the public eye, as well as keeping her and everybody else's thoughts. Everywhere I go, I see looking for Tabby posts. Whether they're good, bad, happy, sad, you always see something about it. Everybody knows looking for Tabby. So you've done a great job, Stacy.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I want to do that for other families as well.
Yes, that's important. It's critical. They need to know that they're not alone. They're not the only ones going through this. Dawson, is there anything you want to say, hon?
For kids, never stop chasing their dreams.
That's right. That's a good call. What are some of your dreams?
To be an actor.
An actor. What type of an actor? Like a comedy or like a what?
Like a TV show comedy.
Oh. And Miss Hannah, you have some dreams too. What are your dreams?
To be a singer.
A singer. And I've heard you sing. You have a voice on you. You just need somebody to sign a contract for you, huh? Stacey, what else can you think of? I know we've talked about quite a bit off the air, and we haven't talked about a whole bunch on air. What else can you think of that I've forgotten?
Well, I mean, I know it's very important to let everybody know that we know that the police are doing what they can, but we want to do even more than that. We want to do what we cannot. Whatever they say we cannot do, we're trying to do that anyway. Whether it's, getting his name out there, we're not supposed to speak of him or whatever. Well, to me, he's not going to victimize us. He's already victimized Tabitha. He's not going to victimize these children. He's not going to victimize me and make me have to live in a shell and be afraid of what's going to happen. So, I'm tired of being the one saying, that we got to keep this under wraps. We got to, we got to be good about this, because what has happened to this family has devastated these children. They're children. They're happy-go-lucky sometimes, but they cry a lot of times. And I'm the one who tries to pick up those pieces for them, and tries to help let them know that it's okay to cry, it's okay to hurt, it's okay to be angry, but it's okay to be a kid too,
That's right.
So I just want, I don't want them to be victims of what he's done, and to continue to hurt our lives. So we want him, and he is. He's living under the radar. He's changing his name. He's doing what he has to do, and he doesn't get to have that public life anymore. But that's what he brought on to himself from the actions that he took. So we just want to make sure that, that families don't feel like they're victims of what's going on, of their family member being missing. We also don't want them to be ashamed. If your family member is a drug addict, or if they're gay, or whatever their problems may be, they not end up missing, then you want to make sure that you still get their information out. Don't worry about what the news says or anybody else says.
Right.
They're still a human being. They still deserve to be found, and before it's too late. Let's get that information out there quickly. Let's get it out there efficiently, and do what we can to bring them home.
And the faster the better.
The faster the better. Mhm.
Yeah. Now, if there's any guests out there that are listening that would like to call in with questions or with comments or anything like that, we do have a guest call-in number, and that's 917-932-1132. Again, that's 917-932-1132. All right. Any questions, anything like that? I see that David has joined us in the chat room. I don't see any questions from him yet, but I see that he's joined us in the chat room. And again, the call-in number is 917-932-1132. So if you'd like to call in with any questions, comments, suggestions, thoughts, we're happy to answer them or hear them. And nope, nothing from David still. Anything you guys can think of that you want to say, think? like to voice an opinion on? What about you guys, Dawson and Hannah?
Would you guys like to sing happy birthday to your mom? Is it okay for them to sing happy birthday to their mom?
Absolutely.
Okay, hold on. We're going to light a candle for her. Okay, on the count of three, guys. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tabby. Happy birthday to you. Blow it up, guys. Good job. We want to try to get some balloons and get a birthday cake this weekend and maybe write some letters and send off to her. These are things that families can do, you know, to help the kids through what they've got to go through. And like I said, it's nothing that you're going to get over, but you can get through it. You just got to have a very strong family base, you know, family and friends.
Now, David wants to come on, and he's also on Skype, so I can pull him into the conversation. Let's grab David.
Okay.
David?
Yep, right here.
Fantastic. All right, okay. David also does work for the Amber Alert 2010.
Right, hold on. Okay, just let me mute the broadcast, though. Hold on 1 second.
Are you good now?
Hold on 1 second.
If you plug in, you can hear me without having to turn your speakers.
Yeah, I got headphones on. Okay, there we go. I just wasn't here. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, my youngins over here laughing.
Well, I'm still new to this, so trying to get used to Skype and how to use it. I've been trying to work with it for the past couple of days, so. But yeah, I just wanted to let you know that we are getting that story out there for you. We have shared it on our Facebook page, and we also do have a new site. And I will be posting this audio here for this show on that website, so our listeners and members of Amber Alert 2010 can go right to the website and listen to this. We will share a link into the show on Saturday that we do on Stickum of this broadcast. And I just want to say our prayers are with you. I do have a prayer group that I have to start at 9 o'clock. I'm already 10 minutes late. I was trying to get over to the pastor to see if he could take over for me, but I guess evidently he's not available. I just want to say, yes, we will be praying for you tonight on the prayer line. And also, like I say, we'll be sharing your story in our show on Saturday.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
It means a lot to these kids.
Yes.
Now, David, you, or do you want to stay with us?
No, I just want to get one thing. Unless you want to give them the website, but I just have one question. The links to those newspaper articles, are they on the web?
Yes.
They are on the web. You
can Google Tabitha Franklin.
Yep.
And there's a lot of information on the web.
Okay, great.
But if you do Tabitha Franklin in news, it'll show you the new things that have just come up.
Okay. All right, great. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get off, and we'll see you next week.
Do you want to give them the website for Amber Alerts?
Oh, yes, I'm very sorry. Okay, yeah, it's right on. Yeah, it's right on Facebook. It's called Amber Alert 2010. That is for the children that are missing from 10 years old and under, and the adults and the ones that are 11 and above. Go over on our other website, which is, hold on 1 second, I'm going to it right now, and that is amberalert2010.yolasite.com.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you, David, for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
And thank you for promoting Tabitha's information also.
Yes, you're welcome. And that's what we're here for, to get this out and get this in, because a lot of times you don't get this on TV and you don't hear about this stuff. And Facebook is one of the best things to really have to be able to get this out there.
Yeah, that's how I got most of Tabitha's information out.
Yep. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, but you're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. And David is no longer with us. All right, guys. Showing up in the chat room now. Fantastic. Now, like I said, we had David on, and he is in control of Amber Alert 2010, and he is covering Tabitha on their older than 10-year-old website. Were you guys even aware of that?
No, we weren't.
I haven't had an opportunity to tell you.
No, we weren't aware. It helps us out a lot. You know, like I said, the number of people that's already posted happy birthday to Tabitha. Her birthday's not till tomorrow, but they're just like letting us know that they're thinking about her. That really helps us out a lot. You know, get us through this sad occasion when we don't have her with us to say happy birthday to. So. And last year we did a visual at the lake for her where we lit candles and lit them on water, and we did some speeches and things like that. So
during that event, you had didn't you have T-shirts and everything there?
That was at the Missing Persons Awareness event that I had back in May of 2010.
Right.
We had an event where we were covering Tabitha's case, but we were also doing a lot of cases in Alabama and surrounding areas just to let people know that, to get them aware of why a person would go missing, what to do with it when they go missing, search and rescue, what that can do to help you, the cadaver dogs, the squad that works on the water, the dive crews, things of that nature. And we tried to kind of cover those bases in that event.
I remember hearing of you whenever you had posted pictures. And am I wrong or am I right that not even one news crew showed up?
You are correct. I had contacted many local and around the state of Alabama news places and newspapers, and asked them to show up at the event for the awareness and everything. And not one news crew did show up, but it's okay because the amount of community support that we got was amazing. And the investigator Frost that we have on our case, his family showed up and spoke about it and everything, and that to us was really important, and to have that support is it makes you feel good.
Now, what I don't understand was it raining or something that day?
No, it was beautiful.
Okay, and they were aware of the date and the time and everything?
Absolutely, at least a month in advance.
Okay, and did they say why they weren't coming?
Actually, one of the news crews, I think that was when not certain, but I think that was when the oil spill happened down in the Gulf, and so one of them had to go. They had to cover that, but I'm not exactly sure one of the rest of them didn't show up.
Right. I mean, I'm just thinking, was it rained out? Was it something, or was she just not the cookie cutter one that they wanted to cover?
Exactly. It's a lot of it has to do with financial status. A lot of it has to do with social status.
Exactly. And that's what I'm hoping that we can break the mold of who gets covered and who doesn't. I know that some news stations and some national people that cover stuff will only cover certain types. Either it has to be crazy chaotic, and it can be whatever race as long as it's crazy chaotic, or it has to be a certain look or type of child or person for them to cover it. And what I'm hoping that they will get the picture of is that they're wrong. They don't know exactly what we want to see. Yes, people tune in and watch it. Yes, people watch whatever's on, but they want to see everyone that's missing, or they at least want to have a variety versus this cookie cutter. You have to look this way, have to be in this social class, have to be of this religion, this ethnic background, or whatever it may be. cover everyone, or stop covering just the same exact type of cases again and again. We see that.
Right. I think, if the news would just use, 5 minutes or so out of their news broadcast, or not even that long, just to show a few missing persons cases a night, it would help out a lot, in cold cases as well, There's people,
even if they want to do it at the last 5 minutes and just have
right.
their closing of the show.
Exactly.
It makes sense. I mean, even if you just flash up pictures of them, like a slideshow, very quickly, and let it just roll on as you're closing it out, as the credits are rolling or whatnot. I mean, there's got to be a way to do something.
Good, makes you feel like you're not alone in this, so.
When a child is abducted, every second counts. That's why this station uses the Internet Radio Amber Alert System, helping to keep your children safe. A free service of the Internet broadcasting community and this station.
And welcome back. You are listening to Amber Alert 2010 radio show, a voice for the missing children. And we're going back. Now we're going to go into an event that's going on today at 4:30 p.m. in Coleman, Alabama. And it's called the National Road to Remember. It's a tour set to revive missing person cases. For the 8th straight year, volunteers with North Carolina-based Q Center for Missing Persons are traveling across the country to raise awareness about more than 100 cases of unsolved homicides and missing people. And of course, Tabitha Franklin is family and friends of Tabitha Franklin will be hosting an event in conjunction with the Q Center. This is today at 4:30 p.m. at Smith Lake Park in Coleman, Alabama. And so we're going to go into this short little interview with her earlier this week. Okay. Well, we had just heard your story from Kinsley, and our audience, I'd like to introduce to you. This is Stacy Darden. You're the sister-in-law of Tabitha Franklin, correct?
Right. My name's Stacy Darden White.
Okay, Darden White. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
And now, add the married name in there just in case my husband's listening.
Okay. Well, there is an event that's going on today, and it's recognizing missing persons. And where is this now? Yeah.
It'll be held at Smith Lake Park here in Coleman, Alabama at 4:30 p.m. What it is the Q Center is going to feature Tabitha on their road tour, and they'll be making a stop here to bring us media attention to Tabitha's case.
Mm-hmm.
We've arranged to have Senator Busman, the senator of our county, come and speak at the event, along with investigator Randy Frost, the investigator in charge of the case, Chris and Angie Cantrell, which are the SARS team members who are looking for my sister-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
There will be ribbons and buttons with her face on it available. There will be refreshments there. There will also be music there. My father is going to sing Believe by Brooks and Dunn there.
Oh, wow.
We're going to be doing free ID kits for the kids, and there will be a balloon release at the end of the event.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I came up with that in 6 days.
Whoa! So that's pretty good. So and I know that when in our last conversation, it's been really hectic and busy for you. I know that the last time when we talked, when we have you featured over on our website, and for the page on the for the unsolved cases, has there been any updates in the case?
Not at this moment. It's kind of at a standstill again. We are waiting for lab results from DNA, and we're just playing it by ear. Hopefully, with this event and the media coverage that is supposed to be there, hopefully that will maybe generate some more leads for the case. There is a $10,000 reward for any information that can help us find her or find the person who is responsible for taking her, and maybe that'll help get it more into the public eye, so that that maybe someone out there knows something.
Okay. Well, everybody that's out there listening on the widgets, definitely if you're in that area, definitely get out there. You know, say it starts at 4:30 p.m. this afternoon, over at Smith Lake Park, and if like you say, Tabitha Franklin, it's still in unsolved case, and they are still looking for her, and of course, if you any information and any leads that you do have or any tips, what is the phone number that they can call?
Area code 256-734-0342 is the Coleman County Sheriff's Department. Just ask for Randy Frost with any information you have at like the Bass Pro Shops or something around here to donate it to our SARS team. Not only for Tabitha's case, but for any case that deals with a missing person that could possibly be in water.
Awesome.
And I will keep everyone informed on any updates, either on my Looking for Tabby page or my regular page. I'm definitely not one to hide all the facts. I know the police would like for me to, but that's just not the way my makeup is. I feel like the more information I put out there, the more information we start getting back. And so far, that's worked for me. They're afraid that I will give out too much information, and then once they're able to put a case together, that it would be, thrown out or something because of all the information I put out on the internet. But as far as I'm concerned, as of 2 years, we've not gotten a case. He has not been questioned. He's not spent 1 day in jail for crimes committed against Tabitha. So as far as I'm concerned, there is no case until they find her body.
That's right. So. And and that's I can understand, when they don't want to share too much information, just like with the Selena Cass case that has happened here. And which is, it's world. I mean, it's gone all over nationwide on the news. And, for months, it's been like 3 months now. And, we really haven't heard anything about, it just finally came out that, that it was a homicide. But as far as any leads or anything like that, they're not saying they have any leads. They're not telling anything because the fact of it is they don't want to ruin anything. Jeopardize. Okay. But the thing of it is, by sharing everything and by giving out as much information, I think, to the public, alright, could possibly, help somebody, with finding something that little thing could be the solving of the case or bringing, someone to justice.
Well, I know where my barriers stand with the case and all, and I know, there are other facts about the case that I cannot, give out because it would jeopardize the case.
Yes.
But as far as putting his name out there, putting his car the car that he had her in, that he said he had her in, to me, those are all facts that he's already stated to the police. So I'm putting them out there.
Yeah.
So, those kinds of things I do put out there. The search team, allows us to let people know when we're doing searches. We have been able to let people know about the clothing found, but we haven't been able to let them know about what's been found, with the clothing or on the clothing. So, so that kind of information is still under wraps, and, it's just a matter of getting the labs done, with it, so.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much for your time, Tabitha. Thanks for coming in and joining in on this and taking your time out today for this.
Thank you, David, for letting us do that. We want to get as much information out there as we can.
And that's what we're all about, is sharing everything. So you have a wonderful day. Thank you very much. And we hope that, this comes, that, this case becomes solved real soon for you.
Thank you, David. Keep
You're
our
welcome.
prayers going.
We sure will.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.